What's up, gangsters? How about some random? Okay, first random thing is some parts that I got in the mail from John Geigel at Masterpiece Models. I mentioned in my last random episode that a few of the Honda Monkey SLA parts were a little goobered up, and that John was rerunning those for me, and I've got those here in this envelope, and they look fantastic. Still got the little support things on the bottom, but the defects that were there are cured. So that's good, but I am not working on the Monkey right now for a while because, like I said last time, I've been working on my Stompy robot project. But I'll go to that in a second. While I was at it and having John make those things for me, I had him make some other stuff too. I needed some little workbench helpers. I have been storing my drill bits in a plastic bowl and riffling through them every time I needed one, like some kind of a ghetto tool whore. So I just real quickly whipped out this gizmo on Fusion 360. And this is made not using John's SLA machine, but his FDM machine, which I also mentioned before, Fused Deposition Modeling. And you can see he's got an industrial grade FDM machine, and it does pretty nicely with surface finish. You can see that as compared to the parts that I showed you before that come out of an economy kind of home use FDM machine. So anyway, that's pretty cool. I had to drill out some of these holes a little bit. There were some artifacts down inside there, but once I did that, which just took a minute, all my drill bits now fit wonderfully and are much easier to find. And I just had to make two, because now I needed one for my rotary tools as well. Also, I decided that I wanted to try something, and I think maybe I can show you this with some clever camera rotation. See that right? Whoops. Drunken camera rotation. See that right there, that set of hooks that my airbrush is hanging on? So, what I decided I wanted was, since, as you can see, the sides of my spray booth are galvanized steel and very magnetic, I wanted to place a way to hang my airbrushes, or at least a few of them, inside of it so that I wouldn't have to have them laying around in there or keep them in a drawer or whatever. So I designed these hooks that you can see are, again, FDM parts. And they got a big ass strong magnet on the back of them that I super glued in there. And so they stick there, and then I can take an airbrush and just plop it in there like that. And it kind of gives me a nice neat little way of hanging an airbrush there. And you can kind of see, just peeking out here, the tip of two others that are on the inside of the booth. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. It cost me like $25 for all those parts, hooks and drill things, maybe $35. I can't remember exactly. But for me, well worth it to stay organized. Okay, so, oops, there's the Stompy robot. But I'm going to talk about that in a second. Speaking of Stompy robots, I also got some cool stuff in the mail from Adam Pope. He's one of our guys in Scale Modelers Critique Group. And I was looking for a leg of a Gundam kit for an idea that I have. And so he sent me a leg, and it's a very cool leg. But he also surprised me with a bonus, which is he sent me a complete Gundam kit. This one right here that he just put in a plastic bag for me. And it's pretty simple. It's only like half a dozen sprues, but that was a very cool thing for him to do. Much appreciated. And this is the first time I've ever had any of this Bandai plastic in my hands, and so I was really curious to take a look at it because much is said about Bandai's molding prowess, and these guys are good. I mean, they do some pretty neat stuff that in the wide world of injection molding is not really revolutionary, but it is pretty uncommon in the scale modeling world. And so I just thought I'd show you guys some of this. This is pretty cool. You can see they've got multiple colors of plastic on this single sprue. And Bandai's famous for using different materials in their kits. This particular sprue is ABS, I think. It may say on it somewhere. At any rate, they're good about labeling them, and that's sometimes important to know. But I think it's just really cool to take a look at the way that they do this multicolor stuff. This is called co-injection or multi-shot injection. And basically what they do is they have a gate here that's shut, and they squirt the blue material first. Then they open the gate, and there's another injection point, probably over here, where they squirt the red material and do the same thing with the yellow material. And you can see the injection point for the yellow material. So that way they can get multiple colors on the same sprue, and they'll bond right there because of common melting points. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that I thought was really neat about this Bandai sprue, just very thoughtfully engineered. One thing that these Gundam guys really hate is having to clip stuff off of their parts or deal with ejector pin marks or whatever, because a lot of these guys don't paint these things. They want to be able to take these parts directly off the sprue and assemble the thing and not have to worry about a bunch of, sanding and filling and filing and so forth. So check out the way that Bandai has done all of the ejectors on here. If you look at the runner sprue, it's really technically this is called a runner. The sprue is the part that actually comes directly out of the machine and injects into the runner system. So these little stubs right here are actually the sprues. Usually it's one giant sprue, but anyway, point being, mostly we call it the sprue, and that's fine. But look right here. You can see how the ejectors land on the sprue. And there's tons of them. See, there's a couple right there in between those parts, over there, and look, none on the parts themselves. Now, it wouldn't matter on these because they're on the backside where they wouldn't be seen. But it's just an example of what really thoughtful and clever mold engineering looks like. And I just thought this was a pretty neat thing to show you guys. So I don't know when or if I'm going to build this Gundam kit, but it's really cool to have it so that I can do that if I choose to whenever. Okay, now back to Stompy Robot, because Stompy Robot is what I've been working on, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. But I'm not going to say a whole bunch, because as soon as I finish with this video, I'm going to do the first of the normal two-part build review videos for this kit. But there is the Croat, and I've added lots of detail, and it's been fun. I have to say, I've made good use of two of my very favorite things. You can see right here these resin bolts. There's some down here on his leg too. I've got them pockmarked all over this thing. There's some right there. I love these resin bolts from Master Club. They are just super cool. They have a whole variety of sizes of fittings, and I've been fortunate enough that Matt Bowl sent me this thing, which is kind of like a reference card where you can see, whoops, of course, drop it, because that's what happens when I'm doing something on camera. The floor turns into a giant magnet. Anyway, this is the little reference card that you can get from Master Club. And you can see all of the different sizes of fittings. And this thing is one of my most favorite things. It's so valuable because you can get an idea of what you need before you order it because you can see it in real size. And I've got a whole little collection of stuff like this. And it adds a lot of value. I think it's high value detail stuff because it creates a lot of visual impact with really good surface detail. And one of my other super favorite things, my Proxxon Miss 1 drill, is just so awesome, so controllable. See that? 250 RPM. It makes drilling the holes so nice and easy. I don't even mind doing that. And I find myself just looking for places to add little bolt heads. Anyway, there we are, 10 minutes and 40 some seconds. So that's enough. Bye.